I'm on a mission to ride around the world, but in my own country, after riding through South America, I thought it would be too easy on a normal bicycle, so I made Alice, the camel bike, which is my magic carpet to help me cross the arid landscape of Australia. Welcome to the Ratbag Nomads Lost Camel Adventure Part 2. I'm on a mission to show the world that adventure is merely a mindset that can be achieved by anyone. My destination is Darwin, where I plan to find a boat and hitchhike over to Indonesia so I can continue on. Last episode, I flew out to Uluru, put my bike together and rode up the Stuart Highway. We returned to the adventure 1,000 kilometers into the journey and have just arrived to the country town of Tennant Creek, where it's Territory Day, a holiday held once a year where fireworks are legal for 12 hours. I grew up in an area where fireworks are illegal all the time, so I decided to take advantage of the situation and have a one-man fireworks extravaganza. Good morning out there, ratbags, and welcome to Tennant Creek. It's Territory Day today, which means that you can buy fireworks legally in the territory. So I got up really early after staying in a hostel, so I'd be here on time. And I've just bought $150 worth of fireworks. I'm about to load them up onto Alice the camel and get out of town as fast as possible.
What, are you going to blow up the world?
No. I've just left Tennant Creek. I'm loaded up with about 10 kilos worth of fireworks, 8 litres of water, some food, and I've got 250 kilometres till I get to an outstation called Elliot. And that's where I'll be able to get some more supplies. But I'm trying to find a place to camp so I can let off some fireworks later on. Because it's Territory Day today, and it's the only day that I'm legally allowed to do it. Wow. After a massive day of riding, buying fireworks, buying supplies, I'm about 60 kilometers out of Tennant Creek, and I found myself a nice little spot off the road in a valley. I don't think anyone's around, but I haven't even set up my camp yet because I don't want to set it up just in case I start a fire and have to get out of here. So it's pretty good. Gonna do a show. I'm a little bit nervous because I'm by myself and I don't want to attract any unrespectables. I am in the middle of the outback by myself on a bloody camel bike, but I'm sure that it will be okay. I set up all my cameras and had my drone flying around in circles, and for good measure I put on my unicorn costume. It was all going so well, dancing around, letting off explosives with my lucky unicorn costume on, alone in the middle of the outback with no one around until it wasn't. A trio of fireworks fell over and my campsite erupted into a war zone. Oh shit, she's fallen over, she's shooting shit everywhere, oh shit! Bright, fizzing rockets flew past my head and I dove for cover. In the chaos, I lost my camera and crashed my drone into a tree, and one of the fireworks started a small grass fire. What's all happening? So, my drone stuck up a tree. I was just letting fireworks off, and now I'm just in a unicorn outfit in the middle of the outback, using my tent poles to get my drone out of a tree. After retrieving my drone from the tree and making sure the fire was out, I decided to call it a night. Well, good morning. It's the day after the fireworks, so last night we set off the fireworks. It was a bit of fun. Wouldn't say it was a massive success. At one point I tried to set off two, and yeah, one knocked over the other, and then they shot off into the bush. One shot me, like hit me really hard, like someone was punching me in the arm, burnt my unicorn outfit, and then I had to go and stomp out the grass fire in a pair of thongs and use a little bit of my water to make sure it was out. Also, my drone got stuck in the tree when I was filming, and yeah, lots of stuff. I didn't really feel very comfortable going to bed last night after setting all the fireworks off, because obviously people, if someone was around, they knew where I was camping. But yeah, it's all a bit of fun. So I'm off to Elliot today. Well, I won't, maybe tomorrow. Elliot's 190 kilometers away. Woke up about 10 minutes ago. The flies are awake already, so that's great. And yeah, at some stage I've got to brush my teeth, pack up the tent and get going. So stay tuned. Into a town called Elliot. It's not really a town, it's a small little place. A truck just went past me carrying 100 cows, 3 trailers. I got covered in cow piss. So I'm going to stop here for a shower and a beer. But things are pretty good. Me, the flies, Alice the camel, plugging our way up the highway, and yeah, living the dream. Elliot was smaller than expected. I found a really expensive supermarket with a free shower out the front to wash off the cow urine.
I just passed the town of Elliot. For 60 bucks I managed to get myself a 6-pack of beer, a loaf of bread and a kangaroo's tail. So go and bush to have a barbie.
I found a spot on the side of the road, and with the sun close to setting, I quickly got a fire going. Oh, it's still soft. Here's the kangaroo tail. It's about as long as my arm. Kangaroo is a pretty tasty meal. It's very similar to oxtail. It's mostly sinuate and fat. It takes a long time to cook. The first thing I had to do was remove the hair. I did this by placing it in the fire and burning it off, and then removing the tail from the fire and scraping off the burnt hair. I had to repeat this several times. The smell of burnt hair and kangaroo fat was pretty horrid, and it seemed like every fly in Central Australia could smell it too. That was a lot harder than what I thought it was going to be. Really stinks. I smell like bloody burnt hair of a kangaroo now. I just had to use some more of my water to wash my hands because of the oil and everything that was coming out of it. And I'm about to put some garlic and some onion and some herbs and spices in there, chuck heaps of oil, wrap it up in alfoil, and then chuck it in the fireplace for about 45 minutes. But yeah, it smells like burnt hair kangaroo right now, and yeah, the flies can smell it too. It took hours for the kangaroo tail to cook, and as the boredom, wine and beer set in, I got creative with my camera. In the end, I went to bed without dinner and left the kangaroo tail on the fire for the night. Here's our kangaroo tail. Last night when I cooked it, it wasn't cooked enough and it was a bit dark for filming, but today it's pretty good. So yesterday I burnt off all the hair and just got the skin. It's a bit dusty at the moment and the flies are turning back up, but it is pretty bloody good the morning after. So just peel it like a banana. It's a bit fatty. But yeah, it's pretty good. What do you reckon? Bit of hair. I'll probably be about 680 kilometres from Darwin at the moment. You can't smell it at the moment, but the whole campsite smells like burnt hair and kangaroo. I've changed my clothes today. I've had a bit of a wash last night, but the flies are coming, so it's probably a good idea to get out of here. The time had arrived for the sail bike experiment to get underway. I'd been waiting for a straight road with a shoulder and a backing wind that coincided with my motivation to risk injury. Today was that day. I pulled apart Alice and connected her neck pole to the rest of the mast, which was welded onto one side. I pulled out the sail that I'd found at the dump, and for the first time I noticed that it appropriately had blood stains. I cut up a piece of wood and made a fixed boom that extended out the sail and spliced on a rope, or sheet in sailing terms, so that I could adjust the amount of wind that could fill the sail. I stood on the luggage rack underneath Alice like a windsurfer holding onto the handlebars. When the traffic calmed down, I finally got out of the road and tried to sail. Unfortunately, the wind had died off and was only gusting at times, and when the sail had full wind, I only managed a modest speed of a few kilometers an hour. I think this was due to Alice's wind resistance and excessive weight. I pursued with the sail up the highway, going off the road when cars came along. My tyres slipped and struggled for traction. The whole show was over when a road train came past and blew me over completely, my drone failing to capture the incident, yet continued to circle around me. I picked myself up, dusted myself off, and put my sailing apparatus away and continued on. Well, I guess after that, I may as well give you a conclusion to the episode. And as life continues while I'm not adventuring, I'll give you some insight to the behind the scenes. The first Camel episode, I sat on a boat editing. Now, as I work on the second installment, I sit in Argentina at a hospital where my partner's father has just had a heart attack. It's a dismal situation in a dismal town. I'm camping out on the floor of an intensive care unit, and it's given me insight to what I've just finished working on. Whether we are camping on the side of the road with a camel, or sitting in a ship off the coast of Norway, or in a rundown hospital in a remote, forgotten part of Argentina, I challenge you to rise to each occasion. Make use of what time you have, to break each step down and tackle them with a sense of being that each situation will teach you a lesson. And remember that adventure is merely a mindset that can be achieved by anyone in any situation. For we have limited time, people, and it's best to make the most of it. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay safe and stay tuned to the Ratbag Nomads. Cheers.